I think everybody take a shot. Everybody take a shot. Everybody take a shot.
Wait a second. Now that we're talking about the words and
don't ask.
She's drunk.
Where did your thoughts go? Let me grab them back for you.
I want to know, and I know you just got done talking, but I just don't feel like you was giving us enough. So I want to know, where's the wildest place that you had intercourse, and where?
Who, me? Why are you coming at me, Nikki? Could I put your nipples out there? Could I say your nipples hard? This is not personal.
That's what it was, man.
Shit, the wildest place I had sex with was in the grass in the basketball court. Like, we was fucking like animals, like deers.
In the grass.
Like deer breasts.
You was itchy as shit.
Nah,
so
that
you
shit
just
was
got
lit,
done playing
bro.
basketball, or like y'all walked to the basketball court?
I used to live with my mama. Okay. So like we all the fuck been there. A nigga ain't had no car, so she had a car. But I'm 6'3", she tall. I'm like, fuck it. It's a basketball court right there. She was with this shit. So I'm like, oh, okay, let's go over there. So
did y'all ball before?
We ain't ball. She ball.
Loving basketball like shit.
She ball. We skipped that scene.
I want to play for your heart.
But that shit was so fucking lit, you know? Like, that shit was so lit. Like, fucking in the grass, I recommend all you guys who haven't never fucked in the grass. Jason Lyrics was on to some shit. He was on to some shit. Now, we ain't do all that wild ass rolling around and shit.
I was about to say.
With the hairy asshole and shit. But, like, I real life was fucking her in the grass, and that shit was lit.
Was it raining?
Nah. I don't do rain.
Playground.
No, we was like.
No, I'm talking about me. Playground.
Who asked you?
You know kids play there, right?
Who asked him?
You know kids play there, right?
He said.
I asked him. Now to you.
Oh, okay.
See, look.
Now to you.
Look at Nikki, man.
What's up?
Who asked you?
Oh, shit.
Who asked you?
They didn't started some shit.
Man, if Nikki don't.
Hard nipples. You next. What did y'all have sex at?
They pointed at me. They pointed at me.
Hey, look. What was the wildest place you had sex at?
Let me warm these joints up.
You know
what? She didn't warm them up. What was it?
We good?
Wait
Are we good?
No, they still hard as shit.
Hey, look, the fellas gonna be like, go pack.
Hey, hold on. And look, I must admit, I don't know if it's like they say bird of a feather flock together, right?
But
your beautiful friend has some hard ass nipples too. I just
she covering them up.
Y'all can't see the motherfuckers.
Can we bring her over here real quick? Can we bring her over here real quick so we can show?
Hard, and she got glitter on them joints too.
Lex, come on over here real quick.
Did you throw the glitter and run into it?
Come over here. Come on. Matter of fact, how do you zoom the camera?
This way. She gotta come.
She gotta come here.
Oh no, wait.
Hold on, I'll be back, y'all.
It's a camera right there, but she.
I'm gonna bring her to me. She ain't here with me.
Everybody. Well, hello, beautiful.
Come close. State your name.
I don't know.
Justina.
She trying to sound all sexy and shit, like Nala off of She Gotta Have It.
Some Justina.
That shit working now. Go ahead, state your name.
Call me Jess. My name is Justina.
Jess, talk to me, Jess. So, why are your nipples hard? I mean, the fans want to know.
Cause I'm cold.
You're cold, shit.
They done warmed up.
So, Jess, why am I sweating in this room, Jess?
It's getting hot.
I'm anemic.
Can they see me? Can Sip see me? I hope he can see this. Can he see me?
Okay.
Sip,
can you see her?
Sip. All right, we go. So Justina, how old are you?
Yes, you can see her.
I'm 31.
Jess, come closer.
Jess, the mic.
I ain't gonna kiss you yet.
Don't act like it. Don't act like it ain't your first time.
I ain't gonna kiss you yet.
You know what?
So Justin, how old are you?
I'm 31.
I want you to know this is history, and he might get some Texas. She might get some Texas. You are the first individual special guest on the kickoff. So give it up for Justin. So in honor of that.
Oh shit.
No, behind you.
Yeah, it's other.
We ain't got HIV.
I am done with him.
Dog.
Shout out to my girl Jess for coming on the show.
Go ahead, take your shot.
Woo! All right.
So Justin, you're 31.
Yep.
Any kids?
One.
Boy or girl?
Girl.
Come a little close, baby. Let me smell you smell. I want you close.
Get on the mic.
So this is Justin. And are you single?
I am very.
Not after the day, but she was
single, huh, bro? Okay.
She was single. So what area do you live in?
Oh my gosh.
Anne Arundel County.
Anne Arundel County.
Closer.
What the hell?
Closer.
Come close.
Anne Arundel County.
Damn.
That's it.
Why you live so far?
I mean,
because that's where the greats are.
Exactly.
In love.
Here we go.
We're not talking to you.
You know what? Anne Arundel County, period. Okay.
So Marco in conflict. I want y'all to each ask a super duper hard question before we go to the segment for Justina.
All right, well, scoot over. Let her scoot over. Scoot over.
Okay. Okay.
Y'all want to give her a question out the box?
Yeah, I'm about to say,
She
honestly,
with
I
me.
want her to draw a question out the box.
Yeah, you on the show. Now.
You on the show.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And you have to answer honestly.
You gotta answer. Is that a good one? Read the question. You should have read it.
Name one thing that you can't stand about yourself.
Ooh, that's a good
That's
one.
actually a great question.
I think I'm too loyal, too nice to people who don't deserve it. I give people chance after chance after chance. I'm too loyal. That's my
answer.
issue. It's a
That's a
gift
good
or curse.
answer.
Okay.
That's definitely a good answer.
Very conservative.
So she's doing
man.
3?
Yeah.
Look at you, man. He said, what's that?
Oh shit.
Oh,
That's it.
God.
This gonna send you out of there.
Oh God. Have you ever cooked naked? Absolutely.
Justina. I can't hear myself talking anymore, but
You can't hear something?
You probably,
Yeah, you probably on the joint. Yeah.
there we go. I'm back.
Let me answer.
What was the meal that you cooked naked?
I'm done with you.
breakfast.
Come on.
Oh, so you was getting
It was
popped?
breakfast.
Was the bacon popping you?
No, I put the bacon in the oven.
Ooh.
I didn't put it on the stove.
Smart girl, smart girl, smart girl.
Justina,
Smart
Justina,
girl.
what were you naked because you just had sex and like?
Oh my God,
That's a good question. That's a
Yes.
good question.
Marco, high five.
He was in the bed.
Oh, he was in the bed.
Ooh.
Waiting for his
So-
breakfast.
Waiting for his
So
breakfast.
so he fucks you right and you made him breakfast afterwards.
Yeah.
That my
Hey,
man.
hey, bruh, whoever you are, when
Shout
she
out
cooked
to
you
you.
breakfast naked, you did your motherfucking thing, okay?
Hey, that is that.
Okay, shout out to you.
He gave you that. I'm gonna cook you breakfast, dick. After this, like.
She said, you know what, nigga, you get some
So,
breakfast.
ladies and gentlemen, that was the lovely.
Justina.
Hey,
I'm getting breakfast.
First
in the
guess.
morning.
Breakfast in bed.
I'm getting breakfast in bed.
Pancakes in bed.
Jess, thank you, Jess. Great, good sport.
good sport, definitely. Good
Hey
sport.
guys, we got a lovely guest coming on the show in a couple of weeks. She's beautiful,
Excuse me?
long hair. She likes to push buttons.
She loves pushing buttons.
She loves pushing buttons.
And I love when she push buttons.
Kirk, get the fuck off the
Nah,
show.
I fuck that, man. Fuck
Get
that.
off the
Go
show.
ahead, keep going.
But
Keep going.
it's the lovely McKenna. Now this is our.
Hey, McKenna.
This is the young lady that keeps
I
us
love
in line.
McKenna.
She,
I love McKenna
hey, look,
too.
shout out to my motherfucking boss, Sip, man. Sip took a shot with me before
Yes.
the show started.
Hey, Sip was
and I
lit
want to
for taking
say,
a shot.
I'm going to keep coming to this motherfucking studio. And we're going to keep burning this bitch down every time we come. Now we're going to get into the next segment.
Okay.
Let's slow it down. Then there's some real shit. I've been thinking about this one a lot. And I'm going to direct this one to my brother, Conflict. I really want your true answer. You know, I know we play around and we like to entertain a lot of people, but there's some real shit to me. It's dead to me. Do you feel like as a young lad, like as a young son, like that you was raised in love, hate, or do you feel like you was raised in both of them?
I feel like I was raised in love.
Elaborate.
I'm gonna say that because I grew up in a single parent home. It was just my mother, and it was me and my younger brother in the household. You know what I mean? And no matter what the situation was, no matter who was around, like my mother, I tell people my mother was like my mom and my sister type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like she raised us like that. Different things to my like different shit from getting caught having sex. My mother come in the room. She like, I don't know if I should be mad or happy. She like, I feel like your mom and your dad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how mom does. Like, she like, I feel like your mom and your dad.
Yeah.
Different stuff like that I went through. Like, I can't really stress enough how much she actually was there for me and my brother. You know what I'm saying? And just being in a single parent home, she did everything. Literally everything. When our father wasn't doing nothing, everything.
Let me ask you some real shit, Conflict.
Yo.
Cause like I said, we elaborated this before. Like, man, we've been dogs for a long time. We grew into brothers. I feel like all that fake shit when people say y'all brothers, man, you really grew into brothers.
Yeah.
If your mother was listening right now, what's one thing you would really tell her that she don't know that you really feel about her? Like, give me something real
Honestly,
that she don't even know.
Honestly, I feel like she knows everything, bro. Like I said, that's like my sister.
Mm-hmm.
So, like when I be saying the memes, it's like me at orientation, like call my mother, like what do I put down for my W4? Like that's really me. That's real life me. No bullshit. And I know a lot of shit, but shit like that, I'd be like, Mom, what I be putting? What I supposed to put down again?
So Miss Cece knew about the when me and you did that was short.
Like,
She probably know.
she might have.
When we G shorty on.
Nah.
Don't worry about
He's
it.
still
Mom.
a mama's boy.
Mom, so what happened, Mom, was that she came on to me and it's like, she'll tell you. My mother, she like, man, my son's slutty, young. Like, she know.
She definitely told me that.
Slutty
Yeah,
boy.
She know the vibes. Like, she ain't stupid. You know what I mean?
So Margot, do you feel that you was raised in pain, love, or both?
I'm gonna say both. It was more
Elaborate,
of
elaborate for me, please, because a lot of people, that I know, I've known you a long time. A lot of people really, disrespect Marco. Feel like that you grew up in like a super Partridge family.
Yeah.
Full house, not Family Matters. Like we really
Full
believe you
house.
were like Full House. So this is the one time you can really tell people that what you went through. Elaborate on that. Why do you feel both?
So, you ever see a picture and they're all smiling
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, that's a great family.
Mm-hmm.
That
Right.
family portrait is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Things aren't always what they seem.
Facts.
Like, I grew up, and I'm going to say both because it was more like my parents, I knew that they didn't really love each other. Like,
Wow.
but you would have never known.
And I've met your parents, and I
Exactly.
was like,
I felt
this
like
is perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
I
family.
felt like
Super perfect.
their relationship was more of a business partnership. And you could see that. Like, my dad wasn't happy. My mom wasn't happy. But my dad made it work. And this is where the love comes in. My dad made it work for us.
Well, yeah.
He didn't want another man raising his kids.
Facts.
He didn't want another
That's some real
he
shit.
didn't want
though.
another man
Definitely.
around his daughter. Even though he wasn't happy, he sacrificed that just to keep the family together. Like, he didn't want because there's cases where the stepfather's raping the daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, I don't want to ever have to go through that because I'd be in jail.
Yep.
So he stuck it out, and he was so supportive, even though, like, he was real with me because he recently got remarried, and he was like, to tell you the truth, your mother and I, that wasn't really love. It wasn't reciprocated because love is something that's on both parties. But I could see my mother, like, she loves me as well, but I don't think she loved him the same way as he loved her.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
And that relationship, and that's why I think it's best, like, if you have kids,
Mm-hmm.
you don't stick it out because you think that, oh, I'm going to stick it out for them because of this, that, and the other. If you're not happy, go your separate ways
Mhm.
because the kids see that. They feel the toxicity.
Mm.
Like, you hear the arguments, you hear all that, and you're just like, whoa, like it creeps you out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like with my relationship, it's like I grew up watching my parents' relationship, so I really don't know. Like, with my kid's mother, I kind of imitated my own parents' relationship.
Yep.
And that wasn't really love. So it's like, in a way, my parents, like, looking at their relationship, it kind of wore off on me
Yeah.
that I don't really show that true love to my significant other. And that's why it's best, like, if you guys don't get along, it's best you don't stick it out for your kids. Your kids feel that. Go your separate ways. Be friends. My parents are better co-parenting. I mean, we're grown now.
Yeah.
They're not really co-parenting,
But still.
but they're better now apart than they were
Mhm.
because he's happily remarried. But they're better now apart than they were when they were together because he was drinking constantly and he stopped drinking, and the arguments were very violent. And now you don't have it's peace because
Damn.
they're both separated.
Yeah, I heard it first here, man. Love, I'm gonna go a different direction with you. Do you feel you raising your kids with pain or love?
Both.
Elaborate, please. Give her a minute, please.
It's a touchy subject for me.
Take your time.
Excuse me.
Bear with us, people.
I wasn't expecting that. I feel like I'm raising my kids in both because
Stay with us.
I'm a single mom, and none of my kids' fathers are in their lives, and I feel like I have to love them 1,000 times more than what I already do because I'm making up for the absent parent. So I'm playing both parts.
Mm-hmm.
And, especially for my daughter, I feel like the love I have for her is so much different and indescribable because she's going to grow up without her father. And, I grew up without my father, and I didn't really start having a relationship with him until I became an adult. And I went through a lot with my father, and I forgave him, and I feel like the moment that I forgave him, he passed away. And so with that, I just feel like I have to go harder for my kids, and I love them, and I'm trying to show them love, so that way when they get older, they're not resentful or not able to show people love, not able to show their siblings and significant others love. Sorry, y'all.
No, you fine.
You
baby.
good.
Take your
You
time,
definitely
man.
good.
And my son, I can tell that, growing up without his father, it's hard. He's getting better now that he's older, but he used to break down when his father's name was even mentioned. And so for that, I try to give my kids everything. I try to make sure they want for nothing, so that way, he feels that love and he doesn't feel that rejection, and he knows, like, I come from love and I come from my mom making sacrifices to make sure that, we had everything that
Yes, ma'am.
we needed.
Yes, ma'am.
And for that, that's the hurt and the pain that I get, just knowing that they're growing up without their fathers, and, they see me just busting my ass and doing everything that I can by myself to make sure that they're raised in love and that they're showed love. And that's all I can say for now.
Let me interrupt Nikki on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Y'all just getting to know Nikki. Y'all just getting to know and love. I know her, and she's a pretty goddamn good mother.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck what you feel about her as an individual, but she's a pretty goddamn good mother. Her son has his goddamn head on straight.
Mm-hmm.
Her daughter wouldn't leave her goddamn hip the whole 4th of July.
Yeah, whole 4th of July.
So you ain't got nothing to cry about.
Yeah.
I've seen nothing but love in your kids' eyes, love in your kids' heart, and love in your kids' life. Your son plays ball, and he's also a scholar. Your daughter is the most beautiful girl I've seen. And I'm talking about inside. The exterior never matters to me. It's interior. And your daughter blended in with my nephew, KJ, who was Kurt's son. And it was like a world to me. And I think this is what's wrong with America. This was wrong, man. You guys lay down with these goddamn women and think you have a motherfucking choice to raise your goddamn kids, and you don't.
Yep.
If they good enough to lay down with, they even better to raise a fucking kid with. Stop having kids and thinking it's okay to fucking run. Because it's not. I didn't run. My father didn't run. Marco father didn't run. Kurt father didn't run. No, like, this pisses me off, man. Because I feel like I was raised in pain. I don't have no love in my past. My father was killed in front of me in 1995. I was in the back of a seat. White 1994 Cavalier. DC. My mother got the shit beat out of her time after time by these fucking so-called boyfriends of hers. And she never fucking blinked. She raised 4 kids by herself. She never complained. She washed clothes for over 30 years at Comfort Inn. She never bitched or moaned about it. I'm tired of these men feeling like it's okay to lay up with a fucking woman, and then when shit get hard, you run. This is a public service now from Lex. Grow the fuck up. Or leave our black women alone, leave our white women alone, our Spanish women alone, and motherfucking purple women alone. If you can't be a motherfucking man and raise your kids, stay your bitch ass out of their fucking legs. This is Lex Luke Goat, man.
Amen.
And I was about to say, bro, on that, like, it ain't even that when times get hard, they run. Like, niggas nowadays just run.
Period.
Like, period. They just run. I'll tell you like this, like, and Lex will tell you, like, I don't have nobody in my circle like that.
Facts.
You can't be in my circle like that.
Facts.
I wish somebody in my circle would come to me and tell me, Lex, I wish your son mother would come to me and tell me, you talk to Lex, he ain't talked to JR in forever. I ain't talked to him in a minute, because I'm calling him. I'm on him, and he know. And I expect the same thing from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we hold each other to a standard. Marco, you too. Like, you don't get that you don't get that vibe from, like, you know what I mean? You can't do that. You can't not be there for your kid, because we don't play that.
At all. And it's not just about the kid, man. I don't think In Love cried because her kids are wanting for something.
Yeah.
I think she cried because her kids felt like they wasn't good enough.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Because that's how a lot of kids feel, bro. Like, whether y'all believe it or not, kids feel like they're not good enough for the man.
Yeah.
It's not about the woman.
Yeah.
Fuck the woman.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's about the kid that's crying like me and you, bro, or Marco. That's like, damn, I wasn't good enough. Am I deformed? Am I mentally ill? Why did he stay? Because he's not thinking he didn't stay for her.
Yeah.
You didn't stay for me.
For me. Because it don't matter. Because, no funny, even if your parents are not together, if your father was there for you, you good. Like, for the most part, you good.
Facts.
You're not running around now saying my parents ain't together, da 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 da. The problem would be that if your father wasn't there, if you didn't have the ability to converse with your dad on a different level or spend some time with your dad on that type of level, like, that would be the problem. It's not that your parents not together. That should be happening all the time. Like, but like Marco was saying, if they not together, they need to split and do what's best for the kids. And what's best for your kid is for you to be there.
Black fathers matters, man.
Literally.
I need to say this before they
like
show.
We matter.
Black fathers matter. And then people saying, okay, Lex, what about the white, the Spanish? Motherfucker, they did.
They there.
Spanish people are like one of the most family oriented.
They don't go
but
nowhere.
You know what's crazy? It's like when I get comments on Instagram, they're like, "Oh, it's so nice to see a black father there." We need to change that.
I hate that.
We already did. We already did. Number one, we already did.
It's like I'm tired of seeing that stereotype.
We already
Black
did.
fathers aren't there.
Bro.
Black fathers matter. Yet we should be there. That's your kids.
Yeah.
But it's sad that everybody doesn't seem to share the same mindset. I'll be the first to admit, like, when I first had my son, I wasn't in the right mindset.
Yeah.
I was young. I had my son at 21. I was selfish.
Yeah.
So I didn't really put him first until I matured. And then I had my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that, like, when it comes to kids, don't take it out on the kids because you and the significant other didn't work out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Make it work for them.
And we make these women like that, bro.
Yeah, we do.
Like,
we literally
we really gotta stop that bullshit, man.
Yeah. No, we do. We have to stop. Yo, y'all
don't want to hear what I feel about black men.
My son's mother used to get questions all the time that used to piss me off because she was getting questions at work. She was getting questions different places where they was asking her, how is Curtis doing with being a father?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not in our nature, apparently, to be fathers. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when she's telling them all this good, I don't have no complaints about him being a dad. Like,
facts.
We might not mesh, but as far as being a dad, super solid. Curtis does everything.
A1.
They was asking my mother, my son's mother and my child, and my mom actually was working together for the government. So the same people that knew my son's mother they knew my mother.
But I think that's the friends, like you said, though. I think that's the friend. Like, a lot of guys don't allow their friends to hold them accountable. Like, they just like, oh, that's shit cool. But at the end of the day, man, I want a lot of people to comment on this, man. Like,
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, man, I said what I said. I'm a black man.
Yep.
100% black. You can go Google me or whatever the fuck you want to do. I'm not a Uncle Tom. I'm just saying it's time that we treat our black queens, our white queens, our Asian queens, and Spanish queens with a little bit of respect, man. Right. This is the kickoff. I am your host, Lex Lou. Go!
This is Conflict the King.
And this is your first lady in love.
Your boy Marco. We signing out.
Mimosa Marco.
Today.
We see y'all
we signing
next
out, y'all.
motherfucking Monday.
Yes.